And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. This one's just about to die. Couple minutes and she'll be done. Boy, it took a lot of finagling to get this thing pumping magma, boy. So the magma bore looks 256 blocks for storage. And then the storage can look like 512 blocks for the Infernos. So it's a total of what, 768? And these things at their max are 640 blocks from the C5. So depending on where you put your magma bore, that's why I try to put my magma bore as close to the C5 as I possibly can, because that is sort of the standard of where these things appear. Because too far away and you're dealing with a lot of, you know, a lot of issues. Because you might, if you put them far enough away, if you put your magma bore far enough away from your C5, you may have to build 2 magma bores in order to get all the cryoplasm spawners. And that would be, you know, depending on your game settings and what mods you're using, that would be tough. That would be very tough to deal with. So yeah, this thing is growing like crazy. It's really trying to... This is what I expected all the other spawners to do when we kickstarted everything. But for some reason, I just overwhelmed the system with all my infernoing. So here we go. We are in the last roughly 70 seconds. And this one should die. And hopefully my Lancers will be able to clear out enough to where, you know, if it spits out its brain. All right, 60 seconds left. I know the time remaining is 960, but it's really 900. So it starts at 1800 and counts down to 900. I'm not sure, you know, DJ hasn't actually touched any of these components in quite some time, so he hasn't fixed anything, any little minor bugs in quite a while. Too focused on getting translation support working, and that required an entirely new UI update, and that is pretty pervasive throughout the whole game. Going from hard-coded text to text drawn from an XML file pretty much touches every single component, every single machine, every single bit of everything in the game, so it's not easy. So here we go. This should die right about now. There it goes. There's my brain. We'll grab my brain. There we go. Cryo spawners are gone. They are toast. And now it's just a little bit of remaining cryo around the base. You know, it kind of grew everywhere. So, you know, if you're really ambitious, you could go around and clear every drop of cryo in the cold caves. Get rid of all evidence of the cryo spawners. But, you know, that's a little overkill for me. Especially when we're pretty much done. So let's do a tour, a final tour of the base, and see just what we have accomplished. So I'm going to use teleport. Let's do 5, 5, 5. Teleport up to the surface. All right, so we have this is the construction paste maker right here. We got tons of construction paste. Oh, did I use? I used so much paste. It's crazy. So here's our copper. Kind of late game we hooked that up. Here's our tin. And yeah, very little taken out of tin. So very late game tin there. And titanium, not too bad. It lasted us the whole game, which is nice. There's our decrepit missile spawning or missile manufacturing area that I've torn apart. There's our missile platforms that I never took down. Hodor is over there. It consumed a vast amount of coal. You can see the distressed line between regular coal and distressed, so that usually tells me that there's just one or two left in each one of those. So yeah, this vein of coal started pretty big, and it's still pretty big, but it's a lot smaller than it was. We've taken many millions of coal out of that little setup. And we got gold here, we got lithium here, we've got iron here, nickel is way over here, doubled up. We've got the system for all of our assembly pods, research pods here, and then just kind of go along the line here. We've got crystal clocks, we've got overclocked crystals, we have a system for manufacturing the Mark V inductions, which was a nightmare to set up, and then we've got a very efficient system for the power boosters, just one after another. Fit beautifully. I'm very happy with how that turned out. And we got a massive amount of chromed lenses right in here. I've actually pretty much consumed all of them. I got over 7,000 of them on me. And then finally a little bit of a manufacturing slot for the heat conducting pipe, which is used to make the casting pipes that we have down in the cold caves. Okay, and finally we've got not finally, but on the surface at least, look at that, these are full. This filled up. This was empty when I started recording, and this filled up, and it's still going. So I could actually pull another many thousands out of here. So yeah, I haven't even been feeding it. It's just when you start the game, these things encapsulate themselves again if they're exposed. So essentially, this thing has just been trying to entomb itself and has been unable to because we're processing it so fast. So I haven't even had to feed it in order to get all of that resin that I got out of it. So yeah, you mine it fast enough and you don't even ever have to feed it. It kind of feeds itself. Okay, so that takes care of the surface. We got a great defensive platform up here, and everything is looking good. Pretty much all she wrote on the surface here. And then the cold caves. We spent a lot of time in here lately, so none of this is surprising. I do have another set of molybdenum and chromium smelters under here, so we are doubled up. Actually, that's tripled up on our chrome and moly, and so we're maxed out here. We've got the freeze-on, massive amount of freeze-on coming in, and we're pretty much maxed out here as well. Magma bore, there's your C5, and pretty much just a little bit of turbine action for our initial power burst here, but that takes care of the cold caves. spent a lot of time down here, so we don't really have to spend too much more time. Alright, so the next step down is the toxic caves. And this is where we're processing our fuel. Massive amount of fuel. There's a lot of centrifuges here, 20 of them. Oh, and then I just died. Great. I shouldn't have been using my jetpack, but oh well. Let's charge up. Don't have any batteries to speak of. But yeah, let's hop back down to the toxic caves here. Alright, so there's all our centrifuges. This is bringing up uranium and processing it extremely fast. Yeah, this is just brutally fast. And we've got tons and tons of fuel. Tons of fuel. So there's another 400 and... no, wait. There's 941 more of those and another 1,000 over here. So we've got plenty of fuel rods for just massive amount of power. 1,000 fuel rods, I mean, that's 3 billion power. So we got plenty of power to go around. There's the magma borehole right there, and 2 different setups for the chlorine extraction. And I really like this setup. I really like this setup. I've got it turned off. I've got it disabled right now. But yeah, I do. I love that compact setup in here. It looks beautiful. That looks just so awesome. And then versus this mess right in here. So yeah, I really like that setup. I think I'm going to go with that going forward. If I played Frozen Factory again, at any rate. So yeah, that is the toxic caves. So heading down even further, we've got the magma caves. Actually, our T4 mine is next. I don't think we put a dent in all of the ore that we have down here. So yeah, this massive chromium vein right here. I mean, this is many hundreds of millions of chromium right here. And I mean, we haven't put a dent in this vein at all. And then our moly vein is down here around the corner. And there's our moly vein. We've pulled this was a much smaller vein when we started. And we've pulled quite a lot of ore out of this thing. But there's still 20 million left. So yeah, there's lots of ore down here. We could go quite some time and not have any problems. Yeah, that vein is just huge. Humongous. Plus there's that nickel cave over here. There's this massive amount of nickel. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. So, beautiful amount of nickel. Another big vein right here too, if we ever needed it. Okay, and further down we have the magma caves. This is where we're pulling all our sulfur. Ton of sulfur. We're probably full up again. No, we're not. Got another 4,000. But yeah, this is a smaller setup. Only have a couple pulling sulfur. Sulfur is not used in very large amounts, so we didn't need a huge setup for those, but I could have built another one of those smaller, more compact setups over here. Oh, look at the magma. The magma bore came right through the edge here. Right through the edge. Alright, now further down, I kind of want to take the scenic route, if we can. Go in through... Going down further is the uranium vein. So if we head down this way, we'll go through the magma caves. There they are. I'll stop here really quick, give you a good look. Just massive amount of magma cave action going on here. A lot of worms popping up. All right, continuing on. Ever deeper. And let's see, we should be getting close. There we go. And head off to our green area. This is where we're pulling all of our uranium from. Our power is getting beamed in through here. We're beaming in down right in here. So yeah, this, I kind of expected this. It's a little problem with loading the resources. There we go. So there is our uranium trenchers digging holes, and I think we've pulled quite a bit of ore out of here. This was a max size vein, so we've pulled 1 million ore out of here. So we haven't even put a dent, not even a dent, in how much uranium is down here. I mean, there's trillions of power worth of uranium in here. So pretty nice to find a vein that big right away. So yeah, that is the base. That is the mutation base in all of its glory. And I think we did a really good job this series. You know, the first little bit I did on the factory to try to use the mass storage system that Steve Mann put together, the freight system, really didn't work for me. It just wasn't good enough. And I think, you know, I just didn't like how slow it was, and what I had to do to get it working. You know, and Steve Mann told me I wasn't really using it the way that it was designed to be used, but still, I like the main bus system. I like the tube in the main bus systems. They are great, and if you have to double up to two tubes, and that's 300 bars a minute that you can shove down the lane here. And if you leave enough space in between your lanes, you can actually even push more through if you really wanted to. So yeah, a lot of beautiful stuff going on here. You just need the smelting back end to really keep up with that. So yeah, this is the base and the mutation series. You know, we did do a little blurb on the Mark V quarry. I did look at the code on the quarry to see how it offloads the garbage, and from everything that I could see, it was doing it right. So I'm gonna have to do a fine-tooth comb and go through the quarry and make sure that it's doing the right things. So we have actually a Pandora's box to open. Is this thing like back? Where is this thing? This is kind of hard to find. Where is it? I mean, I see the smoke. I see the smoke in there, but I don't see where we can access it. That's very weird. Get through here. Where is this thing? I'm seeing it. Okay, this is really bizarre. There's a Pandora's box in here somewhere, and I don't know where it is. because there's no caves in here. I think it's this way. Where would it be? I'm seeing the smoke. It's still saying it's this way. This is very weird. I've never encountered this before. Having one of these so embedded into the ground. They're usually in a cave somewhere. So, where is this thing? Oh, there it is. It wasn't a cave. That was hard to find. Oh my god, and then their mark. Oh, jeez. Thanks. Thanks, game. Really, that smoke, that was a tough trail to follow. All right. But I think that'll have to do for this episode, and likely the series. So if you have ideas for a future series, let me know, and we can work on another series. Otherwise, I'm going to try another rush mode attempt with a couple mods, and just to see if mods make a difference or if they don't. I remember the last time I did a rush mode game, I really wanted my excavator, and I really wanted to use that. So I'm going to wonder if it's going to be faster, but you know, with all the changes in the game, who knows if we're going to do it faster or not. If not, you know, I'm not going to stress over it, just to see what my new time is. All right, but again, this will do it for the episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.